Hey everybody, it's Coach Eric over here at New Patient Group, and I want to walk you through and share with you a new patient phone call that I recently pulled from one of our clients' queue of calls. And it's something we do routinely as I'm coaching an organization. This one happens to be a call center for an orthodontic practice, is that we'll pull calls out of their recordings. We review it together on our training sessions, always looking for the things that we've done very well, complimenting and praising, as well as some things that could use some improvement along the way. And this is a practice that we've been really working hard at some really key essentials. And as I went in to review this call, I was going to provide this back as an audio recorded analysis. I was like, wow, there's some really great things going on in here. And I thought it was worthy of sharing with others that are on a similar journey, or maybe some others that are thinking about how can we improve and be better at our new patient phone calls as well. And so as you listen to this, it's not going to be the entire call. I'm really looking at just like the first couple of minutes, probably even less than that, because that's really where the essence of a connection, of a unique difference begins to happen. Before you get into scheduling and before you start collecting patient information, is what are we doing to really set ourselves apart from other calls that they're making? Because we all can appreciate this isn't the only call that this patient likely makes. They call one, two, three other practices. They maybe even visit one or two other practices additionally. All right, so what we do on this call really is a unique opportunity to set ourselves up for success. It's our ability to reduce our no-shows, reduce people that late cancel the appointment, and certainly increase the momentum towards them wanting to come in for their appointment and see what's the next step of this journey going to look like. And there's three important things I want you listening for as you go through just again these first 2 minutes. And these are what we call our three essential goals. Essential goal number one is who is in control of the call, right? We know that our receptionist is going to have a much better call efficiency wise as well as experience wise when she is in control of the call, not the caller, right? But doing so in a really positive, pleasant, and engaging way. So look for control. Secondly, is creating a mutually beneficial five-star customer service scenario. All right, so what we mean by that is where both parties really feel like they're winning as we spend this time together, that we're getting what we want and even beyond as we spend this time together. So yes, we want to feel really good about the momentum we've created for that first time appointment. We want the patient to be feeling like they've gotten their questions answered. They were treated with dignity, respect, positivity, right? They've gotten what they want out of that call as well. That's five-star customer service, and look for that. And the third essential goal that I want you looking for is really the most important, and that is how do we share the uniqueness of our practice? Value building, right? That's the third essential. How do we tell the story of why my doctors or why my team, why our technology, what is it that makes us the right choice? What makes us unique compared to the other calls or other businesses that they could visit? All right, so I want you looking for the intentionality of value building because it's so rare that you hear that happening in calls and in orthodontics, dentistry, or any business really. We don't do a good job of sharing the story that's positive and about us uniquely. All right, so listen to the call, just 2 minutes, and then I'm going to actually play it a second time. And the second time, I'm going to be pausing it, providing some feedback, acknowledging some accomplishments, because this is also a training video I'm sending to them to work at improving their calls as well. Thanks so much. Enjoy.
Jackson Heights Orthodontics, this is Stephanie speaking. How may I help you?
Hi, I'm looking, I don't know what the process is to get braces. If I need to
Okay.
make a consultation.
Yeah, perfect. Well, thank you so much for calling. I'd be more than happy to schedule you a first-time consultation here at our office. And I am confident you're going to love our doctors. We have amazing orthodontics that specialize in both braces and Invisalign aligners. And we get fantastic results, so you'll be in great hands. And who do I have the pleasure of speaking with today?
It's Wendy, and my family actually had gone there. That's why I'm going there.
All right, perfect.
To
Well,
get
thank you
braces,
so much
yeah.
for calling, Wendy. And you did say your family referred you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Family. Okay, we do see many of our new patients from family referrals, so I'm so pleased that you found this. And Wendy, something which I think you're really going to love is that our doctor uses the most state-of-the-art technology for our patient care. For example, our 3D digital scanning technology is amazing, and it allows us to provide a more comfortable experience with great results. So, Wendy, let's get you scheduled. I would have something available maybe for even today around 3:30, or I could do something on Thursday.
Okay, lots of things to appreciate in there, and I hope you could hear those three essential goals being well executed. Right now, what's unique and what I love about this is still a person who's learning the process. They're really gaining their confidence and figuring things out. But what I can hear is that they are following our script. They are following our rhythm, right? But she's doing a really good job of delivering what is largely, from a document, but she's doing it in her own way. She's ad-libbing some of the language in there, right? She's obviously sharing a tremendous positive tone of voice, very inviting, very welcoming to her audience, right? But she's following along the rhythm of what we've been training on, and that's the idea, right? We don't ever want to sound terribly scripted, but we also want to use this tool, use this resource for all the amazing benefits that are designed within it, and she's doing an excellent job. So with that, I'm going to listen a second time through now, and I'm going to be pausing and offering some feedback of things that I like and things I want to improve.
Jackson Heights Orthodontics, this is Stephanie speaking. How may I help you?
Hi, I'm looking, I don't know what the process is to get braces. If I need to make a consultation.
Yeah, perfect. Well, thank you so much for calling. I'd be more than happy to schedule you a first-time consultation here at our office. And I am confident you're going to love our doctors. We have amazing orthodontics that specialize in both braces and Invisalign aligners. And we get fantastic results, so you'll be in great hands. And who do I have the pleasure of speaking with today?
All right, so great job, Stephanie. Really doing a nice job of following our sequence in there. Love the way that after she identified what she wanted, right, you were very positive in receiving her, using very receptive, enthusiastic language, or I used some really good descriptive words in there that showed her that you were excited to be supporting her, and you repeated back to her, showing you were listening and how you're going to support her. You repeated back what the purpose of her call was. In this case, was setting up a first-time consultation. Right? I'd like you to bring your greeting up just a little bit right out of the gate. I think we could step up the tone of your greeting just a little bit to sound even more inviting. Right? Remember that? How may I help you? The tone of that line specifically shows them, in this moment, I am here for you. How may I help you? Okay, so I think we could change that tone a little bit, but I like where we're at. And now I love, you've done a great value message, really described your doctors in a positive way with both Invisalign, with braces, how capable they are, the fantastic results that you see. But I like that, I know that that's kind of a value message that you have written out, but I didn't feel like you were just taking it off your piece of paper. It sounded really confident and natural. Good job. And as we now head into our transition, I can feel you taking the control like we've trained on.
And who do I have the pleasure of speaking with today?
It's Wendy, and my family actually had gone there. That's why I'm going there.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you so much for calling, Wendy. And you did say your family referred you, right?
Yeah.
Family. Okay, we do see many of our new patients from family referrals, so I'm so pleased that you found us.
So, Stephanie, I know you know me well enough that we can't let it go without saying that word you're using, the okay word, we want to try and find a way to replace that with something else, right? Because I think we've heard that a couple of times in here so far. And if we could just take the okay out and replace it with perfect, absolutely. Words like that is going to come off just a touch more hospitable. And I think that you know that. We know that this is a word we're working on with you, but if we could replace that, it's going to get even stronger.
And Wendy, something which I think you're really going to love is that our doctor uses the most state-of-the-art technology for our patient care. For example, our 3D digital scanning technology is amazing, and it allows us to provide a more comfortable experience with great results.
Excellent job, Stephanie. You really went through that with confidence. It sounded natural. It sounded like it's you telling a friend, not just kind of taking it off of a script. You're doing a really good job with that. And I'll tell you what, that is 15 seconds well spent. right? The story you just told about 3D scanning and technology and the benefits that the patient stands to gain of more comfort and better results. That's time well spent, because that's a little pearl that's going to help your practice to sound and be different than somebody else that they're calling. Well done on that.
So, Wendy, let's get you scheduled. I would have something available maybe for even today around 3:30, or I could do something on Thursday.
And a nice job there making a smooth transition into your scheduling step. And I want to recognize that, because you shared a value message and yet you didn't pause and hesitate and wait for a response. Rather, you stayed in control and you went immediately into the scheduling step, which you are now executing our strategy within that with the dual close. You've given her your first available. You've paired that up with another date further out, and we're beginning the dual schedule funnel that we train on. So great job. This is where we'll stop the call, but you're doing an excellent job on those first 3 steps of our new patient call, and you are definitely executing the 3 essential goals that we talked about earlier in this video as well. So great job, Stephanie. Keep it up.